last health nugget, we looked at the topic of calorie density and recommended that for weight loss, you should eat low-calorie dense foods and avoid high-calorie dense foods. This is your first step to losing weight the healthy way. Step number 2 is to eat a large breakfast, a medium lunch, and skip supper. Research shows that if you eat the same amount of calories for the day, but eat them later in the day, you're more likely to gain weight. Whereas if you eat the same amount of calories earlier in the day, you're less likely to gain weight. This is because your metabolic rate decreases at night. And when your food digests at that time, more of it is stored as fat. But if the food was eaten earlier in the day when you were more active, then more of it is used for the body's functions and less of it is stored as fat. Step number 3 is to avoid all snacks. There is no snack that is healthy. All snacking has negative effects on the digestive system and the body as a whole. And all snacks will give you additional calories. So stop the snacking. It will help with your weight loss. Step number 4 is to eat unprocessed plant foods for each meal. Have a salad. Eat raw or steamed vegetables. Have some potatoes, sweet potatoes, yams, cassava. Make some beans, peas, lentils. Eat them with cooked grains like corn, brown rice, quinoa, amaranth, barley. Have oatmeal, steel-cut oats, whole grain, cream of wheat, or grain corn grits and multi-grain cooked cereal. Eat fresh fruits in season like berries, apples, bananas, citrus, melons, mango. Eat a small handful of nuts daily, like walnuts, almonds, pecans, or cashews. Step number 5 is to avoid animal products and their byproducts. If it can run, swim, or fly away from you if you try to kill it and eat it, if it has a face or a mother, don't eat it. And if it comes out of an animal, like eggs and dairy products and so on, don't eat it either. These foods are high in fat and therefore are calorie dense, and these will only contribute to your weight gain. They are best to be avoided. Plus, these foods contribute to heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and many other health problems. Step number 6 is to eat some raw or fresh foods at the start of your meal. With the raw or fresh foods at the beginning, typically those foods are going to be less calorie dense, and if you begin your meal eating with them, eating those things, then you'll have less room for the more calorie dense foods that you have later. And this can help with your weight loss as well. Step number 7 is to use smaller plates and bowls. There's something psychologically satisfying about seeing your bowl and plate full. Use this to your advantage and purchase and use small plates and bowls. This will decrease the amount of food that you eat at each meal, which will decrease the calories that you consume and help you lose weight. Make sure that you don't go back for seconds, thirds, or fourths. It may be helpful to fill your plate and bowl in the kitchen and bring them to the dining room table to eat. That way there's less a temptation to get seconds. And once you're done, put the dishes in the sink and finish after you finish your meal. Step number 8 is to fast 1 or 2 days each week. On these days, drink only water. This will cut down your weekly calorie intake by 1/7 to 2/7. And if you're on medication, check with your provider before you fast, as it can be dangerous to continue taking some medications while you're fasting. And if you have other health conditions, check with your provider as well, because a few conditions can worsen with fasting. Most, however, will be benefited by fasting. In our next health nugget, we will look at the last 7 steps to losing weight in the healthy way. Keep an eye out for the next health nugget.